Did you know stained glass is a form of art? The history behind early stained glass is muddy, with no clear answer to who was the first to implement it into architecture. Although popularized in Europe, stained glass was believed to have originated in the Middle East. Historians believe that Egyptians or Syrians were the first to manufacture stained glass, as remnants of colored glass beading were found during Middle Eastern excavations. Primarily built in mosaics and palaces, the earliest stained glass window panel is marked back to 2700 BC in Egypt. Although fascinating research on Middle Eastern stained glass is limited, as there is much more ground to uncover in that region, the United Kingdom and Europe are more commonly associated with stained glass due to the number of cathedrals within each town. Cathedrals dominate the stained glass industry, as during the peak of Christianity in the Middle Ages, stained glass windows were used to communicate biblical stories, evoke emotion, and bring grandeur images to an otherwise bleak building. Electricity was not implemented until the 19th century, so due to their thick stone walls and minimal windows, mosaics, palaces, and cathedrals lacked lighting as they were built to withstand all conditions. The introduction of stained glass panes opened a new world of beauty and artistic expression through light. The original purpose of stained glass panes was to filter light, giving an open space a certain aura while keeping their interior privacy. Eventually, stained glass making emerged into beautiful artistic format, allowing artists to convey messages through their work. Stained glass windows express art through their light illumination within a space and the stories they tell. Here's an image of how stained glass panels are created. It is a very tedious process. The following 3 examples show how stained glass panes weave art between the spiritual and physical worlds through storytelling, light, hard work, and color. The first example of artistic expression through stained glass panes is the Augsburg Cathedral. Built around 1065 and located in Bavaria, Germany, Augsburg Cathedral is home to the alleged origination of stained glass in Europe. Dating back to the 12th century, the building served as a Roman Catholic church for the local Christian communities. Considered one of the greatest works of Romanesque art, the Southside glass holds artistic and biblical significance through depictions of the 5 Christian prophets: David, Jonah, Daniel, Moses, and Hosea. These are the oldest panes within the church, dating back to the building's construction in 1065. The north side glass was designed around the 15th century and held panes within the Marian window. Sadly, due to bombing during World War II, the cathedral suffered extensive damage. Bombing of the cathedrals was common practice in World War II, as cathedrals are sited in heavily populated areas, making them a larger target. In 1987, the 5 prophets and the rest of the cathedral were salvaged and restored with the help of many restoration artists. The magnificent glassworks and depictions now rest intact at Augsburg Cathedral, attracting thousands of tourists yearly. Examples such as this cathedral, which bring tourists together internationally, disregarding religion, show art's impact on humanity. The second example of artistic expression through stained glass panes is the largest stained glass window in Krakow, Poland. Wincenty Kuma, a Polish artist, and 3 others designed and configured the window layout, which spans 426 square meters, or 4,585 square feet, and was installed at the Church of Lord Jesus the Good Shepherd. These panels are a remarkable feat of human talent and artistic mastery, as this project was designed on a 1-to-1 scale, mimicking life in its imagery. Creating stained glass is taxing and an art in itself, as temperature changes and humidity impact the drying time of the window. In an article, Kukma explains the process of designing this feat. First, glassmakers created the base of the window using clear glass. It is mixed with dye while remaining the scalding temperatures and then cut, laid, and bonded together. Kukma highlighted that pieces such as these required 2 weeks or longer to dry before installation. The project took designers and construction workers almost 2 years to finish. Completing the project in April 2024. Krakow's window features 27 vertical panes, depicting many biblical scenes. A few notable examples include the Israelites' desert wandering, the 10 Commandments, the initiation and feeding of the multitude. It also has many recognizable people such as Jesus, his disciples, Moses, martyrs, saints, and common people carrying crosses. The largest stained glass window is larger than a basketball court and is a marvel of human creativity, art, and passion. The last example of artistic expression through stained glass is Canterbury Cathedral. Located in Canterbury, England, Canterbury Cathedral is one of the most renowned cathedrals internationally. Dating to 1067, Canterbury Cathedral is one of England's oldest churches. Continuing to serve as a church for the locals, this cathedral crowns around 1,200 square meters of stained glass, with the oldest pieces dating back to the 12th century. Similarly to the Augsburg Cathedral, this haven has dealt with its battles. Window panels sustained damage and destruction from past wars. During the bombing of World War II, faculty removed a majority of Canterbury's glass panels, placing them in crates to protect them from any first or second-hand damage. Through restoration and preservation, Canterbury inspires tourists, bringing light, color, and stories to life through its panels. The church most notably contains the genealogy of biblical figures showing the families of many famous disciples from the Bible. Interestingly, panels added to the cathedral to this day as historians continue to uncover and recreate the marvelous glasswork. All these examples show humanity's complexity and passion for the arts. Stained glasswork symbolizes many cultures and religions, but Christianity leads the race for the most stained glass paints per capita. Fascinatingly, each color in a stained glass mosaic has a comparison and metaphor. Blue symbolizes heaven or paradise, red is the blood of Christ, white is purity or innocence, black is sin or death, and purple is justice or royalty. Each metaphor adds another artistic element to the already all-round subject of stained glass work. Stained glass paneling is multifaceted, interdisciplinary, and bonding for people across the globe. It bridges the gap between art, spirituality, and worldly desires and melds them into an amalgamation of beauty, light, storytelling, and color. Stained glass work has been and will continue to be an art form spanning generations and inspiring future artists to step into the unknown and feel comfortable with uncertainty.